But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
Generally speaking, water is a better fluid to use to rehydrate with. A big part of the importance of hydration is hydrating before the race rather than during the race. So, the hydration before a long distance race in particular really starts the day before the race, probably almost 24 to 36 hours before the race to be completely hydrated.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
To me, it's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well, who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
People ask me how they know if they have arthritis. Arthritis is a diagnosis that we make in the office after we check x-rays and exam and take a history from a patient.
The most common symptoms of arthritis are some diminished range of motion of a joint stiffness, pain with use and motion, limited activity of what they can do compared to what they used to be able to do with that particular joint.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Youth Hockey Hub presents Friday Night Ice, brought to you by Tradition Companies. Top teams facing off in big games under the lights. Friday Night Ice, the state of hockey's newest tradition.
Welcome everyone to Game 2 of Friday Night Ice, our doubleheader matchup tonight. I'm Allie Mosley here with Tony Scott. Tony, Mankato East versus Mankato West. Unlike the last game that we saw, both of these teams have really struggled to find some success so far this season.
Yeah, but they're both good hockey teams. They just had some real tough competition, and once the competition evens out, which it will tonight, it's going to be a good hockey game.
So let's take a look at Mankato West with a record of 5-7-1, averaging 3 goals a game.
Well, we got to first admit where you went to high school before we talk about Mankato West, don't we?
Scarlet Pride.
Scarlet Pride. What is a scarlet anyway?
You know, it's right now it's a color.
Yep.
You know, who doesn't love to get behind a color as a
Yeah,
mascot? I believe it was a bear at one point.
Really?
Way back in the day. Could be rumor. Nobody knows. We're rocking with the color.
Rocking with color, and a great football team. State runner-up this year.
Yep.
They've beaten East 17 times in a row, and they like to flaunt that a little bit.
A little bit. And you keep forgetting they also won state 2 years ago.
I know. I'm well aware.
Can't push us down. We're rising to the top.
All right, let's talk hockey.
Absolutely. A big loss tonight for Mankato West, losing one of their best players in Zach Benson. He won't play.
A few weeks ago, he won't be back for a few more weeks. I've gotten to know Zach throughout the fall and through the interview process. It was very disappointing he was hurt hand or wrist or something like that. I look forward to seeing him come back. You know, he loves this rivalry. He loves these guys on East. We'll get later on in the story about the brotherhood, but a big loss for them. But, you know, they had a big win last night. I think they're coming in hot.
Yeah, you know, they did play last night versus Albert Lee. Will tired legs maybe play a factor tonight?
I don't think so at all. I think these guys could play 5 straight games and go, hey, you want to go play East tonight? The legs would just pop right up and ready to go.
Absolutely. These two teams met 3 times last year. Mankato East whomping West in every one.
It's been 6 in a row. You know, the hockey boys like to keep count, and the Mankato West keep going back to football.
I was going to say, can we just focus on football for a second
right.
here? Even though these two teams are clear rivals, you know, it's all about growing up in the same city together. You're playing a lot of hockey together. It becomes more of a brotherhood. We know we've got a great story that you put together on that brotherhood.
I can't wait to see it. It finished up just like an hour ago. I can't wait to see how this turned out, because there's 2 really special groups of kids that I got to meet, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out.
Hot off the press, Mankato East not versus Mankato West. It's Mankato East and Mankato West, a strong brotherhood. Tony has more.
There aren't many youth hockey associations in Minnesota that feed 2 public high schools. The Mankato boys and girls lace up their skates and breezers and strap on their helmets for nearly 10 years together.
In Mankato, you know, I only get to see these kids at the rink, so all my memories with them are mostly built through hockey, so that's a unique experience.
The bonds built at practice and road trips become tight and are often lifelong friendships.
You know, I've been friends with Shea Gavin, Drew Bastine, and Zach Laban since we were squirts. We played on the same team every year growing up. We were always moving up together.
The best memories players etch in their head are the bonds of playing on the same line or being on the same team together at a very young age.
I think it's unique because you make lifelong friends and you play with them for 6-7 years. And then one day you're just done playing with them. You never realize that that's going to be your last game, and then you go to high school and you got to battle against them.
The Mankato hockey community is a family. Like most families, a little bragging rights go a long way. And the East versus West games aren't ones either side takes lightly. Many of these games aren't for the faint of heart.
You always want to kill them. You always want to drill them into the boards on the ice, obviously. But after the game, you want to take a picture with them and give them a hug. And you know, it's completely different when you're on the ice and off the ice.
I do like to smack talk quite a bit, so you know, I kick some things around, but nothing too hostile. I think all of us know at the end of the day, like, that we're all friends and we keep it friendly most of the time. Sometimes it gets a little rough, but at the end of the day, we're also friends.
Yeah, I'll stay and watch them. I like to watch them a couple times a year because I like to see all my friends are doing on the team, and at the same time, I'm scouting them, getting ready to play them.
I feel like I want to win this game more than any game I've ever played.
Hockey teaches several great life lessons. Practice hard, play hard, respect your opponent, and shake their hand afterwards.
But I think it's cool that at the end of every East and like West hockey game, the handshake line, it's all hugs. Because like they're your best friends, you know?
And like I know last year they even went on a trip. Most of the seniors from both hockey teams went on a senior trip.
I mean, building friendships straight through the game, there's nothing better than that.
it's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well, who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
People ask me how they know if they have arthritis. Arthritis is a diagnosis that we make in the office after we check x-rays and exam and take a history from a patient.
The most common symptoms of arthritis are some diminished range of motion of a joint stiffness, pain with use and motion, limited activity of what they can do compared to what they used to be able to do with that particular joint.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Welcome back to Friday Night Ice pregame show. Tony, let's get into Mankato East. Sitting at kind of an uncomfortable 4-10 record.
How about yuck?
Yeah, well, I tried to be nice.
Mankato East, I mean, these guys, that's a hockey team. Real good hockey team.
You know, like Mankato West, they're averaging 3 goals per game, but they're on a current 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, but they're playing St. Cloud Cathedral back-to-backs last Friday night. I mean, they're playing tough teams. They've got a ton of AA teams on their schedule. Playing Woodbury. They've played some good teams. They want to. I mean, Coach Adam Freese has told me several times, I'd rather go into playoffs 12-12 than 18-2. You know what I mean? 18-7. I want to go out and get our kids beat up a little bit, and then by the section times, we'll be all tuned up, ready to go.
They were 17-12 last season, beating West in all 3 of those matchups, but this just doesn't really seem like the same 17-win team.
Despite the losses,
yeah.
I agree with you. It doesn't seem like the same team, and Peter interviewed Adam Freese. We'll get to it later on. He doesn't seem very content right now with his team. I think we're going to see them maybe break out tonight.
Listen, nobody likes a 6-game losing streak on their back. It's uncomfortable. It's not impressive. It's something that you don't want to go back to school on Monday or Tuesday and say, hey, we took another loss. So what does Mankato East need to do to snap that streak tonight?
I think that the key for these guys is just to stick to what they're good at. They're they're always a very physical hockey team, so they're going to play physical. They're going to reduce the chances in front of the net. They're going to play good defense and get physical. That'll get things started for East right away.
Absolutely. Switching gears just a little bit, talking about that feature we just ran on that brotherhood. What's it like when you've got 2 teams where off the ice, they're friends, but the second the skates hit the rink, they're foes?
It was crazy. I mean, when I did all the clipping for that, all the little different clips, I probably had 12 or 13 different clips that said the word love. I love those guys. They're my friends. I can't wait to see them at the rink. I'm like, this is getting gushy. I mean, like, can't you get me to say one bad thing about them? And then at the end, they all started to kind of stir it up a little bit. And I remember Gage Schmidt, the football player from Mankato West, was, they said, they're all giving me a hard time about losing. And then I said, 17 straight in the jug, you know. So I finally got them a little bit heated at the end. But for the most part, you can't hide the love that these guys got, which makes this game so much more fun.
Absolutely. Tony, when we come back, we are going to talk a little bit about both coaches. First, we're going to have a little bit more on the Mankato West head coach, Nate Olson, when we come back.
From the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
Such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
Generally speaking, water is a better fluid to use to rehydrate with. A big part of the importance of hydration is hydrating before the race rather than during the race. So, the hydration before a long distance race in particular really starts the day before the race, probably those 24 to 36 hours before the race to be completely hydrated.
Welcome back to Friday Night Ice pregame show. Moments ago, our Peter Odney joined Mankato West head coach Nate Olson for a little pregame interview.
We're here with Mankato West High School head coach Nate Olson. Nate, coming into this game, your team has been at their best in the first period. You've got a +7 goal differential in the opening frame. What's been the key to your fast starts?
Yeah, I think we got a good group of senior leadership, and they like to get us off of a fast start. We talk a lot about our face-offs and understanding that's where a lot of our game starts, and I think we do a good job being intense in the face-off dot. We talk a lot about how face-offs are war. We got to be ready for war, and that allows us to get the jump early. And we like to play physical and fast and work hard and be tough to play against, and so if we can dictate play, usually we're able to establish and get things going early, and then it's on us to find better ways to make sure that we're playing periods 2 and 3 kind of the same intensity and at that same compete level as we are in the first period.
You mentioned your senior leadership, but goaltending-wise, you've gone with a freshman, Mason Schreiber. He's played every minute this season. What's that been like as a coach? Is it a little nerve-wracking throwing a freshman out there?
It's unique. He's an extremely talented kid. He's competitive. He works hard. He's a great athlete. Had some success through the HP program, too. So the talent's there, and on us, again, to make sure we're helping progress his development. And really, we believe in him. We trust him. He's a good kid. He hates getting scored on more than he likes winning games. So that's a good, positive, competitive trait. And kid's just a gamer. We believe in him. We got full trust in him, and there's nobody else we'd rather have in the net than him.
All right, Mankato West 0-6 in your last 6 contests to get against Mankato East. Is tonight the night, Nate, that the streak ends?
Well, you never know. You just hope you get an opportunity to go out, compete, work hard, play a full 51 minutes, and at the end of the day, if we can look in the mirror and be proud of our effort, proud of how we represented our program, the scoreboard should take care of itself. So I know we got a lot of guys hungry in that room to try and end that streak and get things moving the right direction on our front, but at the end of the day, it's our job to make sure we compete, we play 51 minutes, and then we'll see what happens.
A lot of hungry players in both locker rooms. That's Mankato West head coach Nate Olson. We've got Scarlets taking on Mankato East tonight on Friday Night Ice.
We are almost ready to see who's going to walk away with the Mankato bragging rights, but before we do, we're going to send it back to Peter, who had a chance to catch up with Mankato East head coach Adam Fries before the game.
We're here with Mankato East Loyola head coach Adam Fries. Adam, coming into tonight's game, your team on a 6-game losing streak, unfortunately. What has to change tonight in order for that streak to end?
We're gonna play like a team. We're gonna have to play more. We gotta be physical. Got to spread out the ice. We gotta find the soft spots on the rink and execute the small areas of the rink.
Well, what could work out for you is that you're playing Mankato West, a team that you've had great success against over the past 2 years. You've won the last 4 meetings against the Scarlets. What's part of the secret sauce?
A crosstown rival, right? You got to come prepared every single second, right? Every single shift is going to count. So, I think this year they got some pretty good goaltending over there. So we're going to have to try to get in front of them and rattle the cage really quick and see what happens.
Zach Liebens and Shea Gavin, 2 players that have been with you for 4 years. What do those 2 veterans mean to this team?
They're going to mean a ton to us tonight. I think they've only lost to us one time in their career, and I think tonight their leadership and their veteran leadership is going to have to show. They both have a ton of skill. They both have a ton of speed. So we're looking to execute on their leadership and their skills tonight.
It's an inter-city rivalry here, Mankato East, Mankato West. That's Mankato East head coach Adam Fries.
It's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well, who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and develop pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Welcome back to Bloomington Ice Gardens, the second game tonight, the Mankato Derby, if you will, the Mankato West Scarlets taking on the Cougars of Mankato East. Jeff Pappas, Mike Greenlay with you. And Mike, as we look at this game, the records really don't mean a whole lot when you're playing someone that you consider your arch rival. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, you know what, I've always loved the synergy between a couple of places that are so very close. You probably grew up with kids on the other team, and you know, yeah, it's easy to dislike, you know, the kids from across the tracks or the kids from up north or the kids from down south or whatever, right? I mean,
right.
But
right.
You know, these are kids that you grew up with. These are your friends and neighbors and whatnot. So it's a different wrinkle. You know, I like what it brings, and like I said, the familiarity really makes a difference, I think.
Well, as you look at the Scarlets warming up, they have the better record of the two teams, 5-7-1 versus 4-10 for Mankato East just taking the ice. But East has had the better of this rivalry. They've won the last 6 games between these schools.
So we'll see. It's another one of those will the streak be broken type nights.
Well, there you go.
and I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
We will. Lots to play for here tonight, though. And for the Metro, I guess you could look at this game as not dissimilar to Osseo and Maple Grove in the way that they play, because they share a youth hockey association, they share players, all that sort of thing, and then they play each other. And, you know, you are playing people that you've known all your life, and this is not unlike that. So we get a chance to see how they do rivalries down south with Mankato East and Mankato West. We're awaiting Robin Cook with the starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bloomington Ice Garden for the second contest of our Friday Night Ice doubleheader. Tonight's nightcap features the Mankato East Loyola Cougars and the Mankato West Scarlets. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. Representing the Big 9 Conference with a season record of 13 wins. Oh, I got the wrong one. Yeah. Here are the starters for Mankato East. Starting in goal, number 30, sophomore Brody Kunst. Starting on defense, number 16, freshman Luke Labens. Starting on defense, number 20, senior Shay Gavin. Starting at forward, number 11, junior Owen Quist. Starting at forward, number 5, senior Zach Labens. And starting at center, number 17, senior Drew Bastine. Mankato East is coached by Adam Fries and Matt Tyree. Assistant coaches Hunter Johnson and Sean Reddy. And now the starters for tonight's home team, the Mankato West Scarlets. Starting in goal, number 1, freshman Mason Schreiber. Starting on defense, number 10, senior Toby Essay. Starting on defense, number 12, senior Carter Meem. Starting at forward, number 14, senior Parker Wittenberg. Starting at forward, number 15, senior Owen Essay. And starting at center, number 25, senior Blake Murphy. Now let's welcome out the rest of the Scarlets. The Mankato West Scarlets are coached by Nate Olson, assistant coaches Jason Anderson, Jacob Stazik, and Nicholas Campbell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand as you are able, remove your caps, and join the Mankato West Band directed by Grady Krusmark for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
Ready to go. Our goaltenders tonight for Mankato East. Brody Kuntz, 3-8 on the season, 43 goals on 315 shots, 3.89 goals against average, 86.3 save percentage, and 1 shutout. For Mankato West in goal, the freshman Mason Schreiber, who's gone all the way this season for West, 5-7-1, 41 goals on 361 shots, 3.09 goals against average, save percentage 88.6, and 1 shutout. You look at a goaltender like Schreiber, a freshman. How important is that quick start to you, especially in a rivalry game?
Well, just first comment about him was on the season and his going forward. I mean, these are incredibly invaluable minutes that he's playing. I mean, these are going to pay off. They may not pay off this season. They are going to pay off in the future here. And normally you'd say, well, he was a freshman, jump on him early, all that kind of jazz. But I got to say, if a kid's played that many games already and he's kind of their go-to guy, I don't know if you can just jump on him. I think you got to work at getting some traffic in front of him and whatnot. He's not a very big goaltender, but I got to say, I don't know if he's easily rattled just listening to their coach talk.
That certainly makes sense. Nate Olson talking about his athletic ability before the game. We are underway, and game number 2 has begun. Zach Liebens plays it in for Mankato East. Now a centering pass comes all the way through to the right point, and we're going to get a whistle, and the nets come off. So we're going to have a stoppage after 12 seconds, and we can never get back. I'm starting to appreciate Robin Cook talking about standing as you're able for the national anthem. I'm subscribing to that part of my life where, in the words of George Burns, you bend over to tie your shoes. You see what else you can do as long as you're down there.
Because tougher to get back up.
It's tougher to get back up, yes. 12 seconds gone, and we are back to live action. Now rink wide it into the west zone, and it will ring the boards to the far side. Owen Quist, number 11, going back behind the net. His path is headed off there by Toby Essie. Now from the blue line, a backhanded shot, sails wide, and it was taken there by Shea Gavin. Now East in control. Behind the net, they gain possession and drop it to the right point. That's Gavin again. Now throws it in front, and that's blocked. And now Mankato West plays it out to center ice. Turned back, though, by Luke Liebens, number 16, a freshman defender. And we're going to get our first penalty of the game after only 51 seconds when the whistle blows. And we will get a man advantage. Cross-check indicated.
Now both teams want to establish the physical play early here and maybe get a little intimidation going, but maybe a little bit too much there by the captain.
And heading to the penalty box for East will be Shea Gavin. Cross-checking after 53 seconds. Penalty there in the power play now for Mankato West. Their power play 21.8%, 12 for 55. Penalty kill for East 37 out of 50, that's 74%. And now West will work the puck around on the power play. Centering pass, loose in front, and it's dropped up to the high slot area. Derek Steerlin, number 24. And now they'll work it into the middle. Zach Benson. Now it's thrown to the left edge, and the goaltender, Brody Kunst, will get on top of that. Going to face off 21 seconds into the power play.
A good hard screen shot there. He was able to knock it down and cover it up, but there were players on the doorstep.
Face-off coming up to the left of Kunst, and the play catch at the point, played back down finally by Sean King, number 28. And they'll set up the power play. A pass to the left. D is going to get past Sterling and come all the way back. Here's a race for it as Zach Liebens is on him. The goaltender comes out to play it to the near corner boards. 1:20 in the power play. And there to slow it up on the half wall, Drew Bastian. And Bastian now in the near corner looking to center it. Got it back. And now will be able to take the puck to the high slot. Here's a shot and a glove catch made by Schreiber on Aaron Cam, and we'll get a face-off. 1:46 gone in the contest, 1:07 left in the power play, but the...
Well, hustle is always recommended if you're killing a penalty.
Yes.
And that was a perfect example right there. There's just a couple of forecheckers in there hustling, creating a little bit of havoc, and a face-off. That's as far away as you're going to get from your own zone. You might as well keep it down there if you can.
And the shorthanded team gets the first shot on goal of the power play as Alexander Morgan plays it up the wall, can't get it out. Now behind the net, Luke Liebens, and now out to center, and it's off the skate there of Toby Essie. There's two of them. It's two. Owen Essie as well. Where's number 15 on this team? Here's a flip, and just about to our level.
Yeah, that would have, got a railing in front of us, but I've seen pucks do funny things.
Oh, I was doing public address announcing for the UMD Bulldogs back in the day, and that hole in front of I had a University of Denver player put a slap shot right off the edge of that hole. My face was right behind it, and it was one of the it got there quick.
Yeah, well, obviously the puck has to fit through there. That's where they hand the puck through, so
right.
You know it's possible. It's like one of those carnival games.
Play whack-a-mole with your public address announcer. Here's a centering pass, and it's going to dribble back to the left point to Derek Steerlin and play down the wall. 28 seconds to go in the power play, and Mankato East clears. 20 seconds left in the power play, 14:25 to go in the opening period, and now they will pick their way out to center, and it's picked up there by Jaeger Zimmerman, the leading scorers for Mankato West with 19 points. In fact, he is the leading scorer with 11 goals. But not on this power play as Cougars come back to full strength. And now played back into their zone. And it's going to be picked up along the half wall. Weston Johnson, 27, plays it, gets it back off the wall, takes a shot. They score! Came in front. Maddox Langworthy gets the goal, and it's 1-0 West.
This is the type of goal that I call beating the goaltender to the ice. The goaltender is standing there. When he butterflies, if he doesn't get to the ice quick enough, that hole, that 5-hole, is open all the way until that goaltender's knees hit the ice. So he basically shot it there before the goaltender was able to drop down, and not even gravity could help him on that one. You watch this quick release here, and watch the goaltender. He butterflies late, and it goes right through him.
Goaltending School brought to you by Mike Greenlay. As we
I wish I could have taught myself some of that.
Get the announcement on the goal.
Langworthy. Assisted by number 28, Sean King. Time of the even strength goal, 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
3:09, as you heard, the time of the goal.
Langworthy's
7th goal of the year, and it comes up the circle now, and it's going to be played down by Luke Liebens to the wall. Liebens gets it at the hash mark. Now drops down low, takes a shot, and Schreiber beat him to the ice. As the puck now in the left corner, Going to come around behind the net. The net is off, and the goaltender puts it back on, which theoretically you should wait for a whistle to do that. But
yeah, you should, because it also kills the zone time. At least it gets you a face-off.
Right. And out of the near side, going to be played down by Braden Borgmeyer, number 6 for East.
Put that on the freshman list of things to learn.
He's got a lot of them, certainly, but they love his skill. And Mankato West going to feed up the slot, and they'll swipe at it. Now it's played back down deep. And it'll be Blake Murphy going after it in the left corner, and he banks it off the wall to center ice, picked up by Zach Liebens, that is. Cam over the wing, and we have got an offside. And we're going to get a face-off at neutral ice. We have played 4 minutes, 36 seconds, 1-0.
Well, that's become an issue in the National Hockey League, I know, at goaltenders, what you could say is deliberately kicking the net off. Obviously, they've gone to less and less stringent posts to keep the net on, because you don't want players sliding in and not releasing the net for injury reasons. But now goaltenders are taking advantage of the fact that the net can come off a little bit easier. And so therefore, they have to find a solution to that. Obviously, assessing penalties is one solution, but you don't always see it. It's during the play. Goaltenders actually do use the nets to push off to get to the other side of the net, which is perfectly legal, but you can't kick the net off on purpose. So it's one of those gray areas here. We'll see how they handle that.
Indeed. Here's Cam closing in. Centering pass, and a shot goes over the netting and out of play off the stick of Drew Bastian. Of course, you talk about net magnets. Mark Howe is the name that comes to mind.
Boy.
And one of the reasons they went to the magnets in the first place.
Yeah.
The net came off one night, and he was impaled on one of the long pegs that they used at the time.
They used the middle. It was actually the middle of the net, I believe, because it used to have a metal piece that swept around and on the ice and boy, it wasn't not a pretty situation. So
good step for player safety as a shot stick wide there by the goal scorer Maddox Langworthy. Now behind the net, Langworthy chasing to the near side. 11:51 to go in the opening period, and it's 1-0 for Mankato West. West, the home team in this contest. Now rink-wided in the near side, and the Cougars go back for it in their zone and will bank it off the wall, and it's going to go the length. So that'll be icing with 11:34 to go. Let's talk about something happy. What do you think? We have a penalty coming up. That might not be happy. It's going to go against... We're taking a break. I'm the broadcaster. I know what's going on, right? We'll take a break, and it's 1-0 here at Bloomington Ice Garden on Youth Hockey Hub.
It's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well, who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk, or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
I'm back at Bloomington Ice Garden. 1-0 the score for Mankato West. Face-off coming up to the left as Tom Jones gets his words in here. Now the puck comes out to center ice, and going after it is Frederick. Jayton Frederick takes a shot and winds up going wide on a sharp angle. Might have been more of a centering pass, and now it's going to be played to the high slot. East in control. Here's a shot loose in front, and the puck comes down. Follow-up shot winds up going wide from Caden Hansen, number 26. Now Frederick along the boards trying to hold it in, and it's dug out. Finally, the Scarlets will pick it up and carry out to center ice. Here's Jager Zimmerman over the line, leaves it, And a penalty coming up here on Mankato East. Another cross check. And it's going to go against the none too pleased Christian Thuning, number 8.
Well, like I said, you can establish your physical game. You got to be careful how you do it. And 2 penalties in this game, both going the same way and both for the same call. Both are cross-checking.
Another power play for East. 0 for 1 so far, and now they're going to have to regroup. And now it's going to be played back behind the net, and West will try to start a power play rush here with Sean King, sophomore defenseman. And they'll carry on, loose at neutral, carry it back into the zone. And here's Zach Liebens with it, and he comes to the near circle, finally puts on the brakes, and he will bank it back out to center ice. They can rag the puck a little bit here. Now played into the neutral ice area and tipped ahead by Bastian all the way back. Coming up on 7 minutes gone in the first period. 1-0 Mankato West, and they're on a power play for 1:10. Here they come. Zimmerman over the line. He takes a shot, got his own rebound off the defenseman, takes a shot, and it winds up trickling just wide. Good chance for Zimmerman, and now here comes East back, 2-on-1. And a centering pass winds up going through Zach Liebens' sticks in his skate, and it's controlled by West. Gage Schmidt. Now played up the middle, too far though, and is turned around and played all the way back down by Shea Gavin. 40 seconds in the power play. And West will pick their way out. Here is Parker Wittenberg, 14. Lost out and then cleared all the way back again. So a good penalty kill for Mankato East here.
Good penalty kill, but for West, I mean, the last 2 zone exits, the passes were errant. I mean, you know, you have the man advantage, you have the timing, and if you don't connect that pass coming out of your own zone, you're just helping the penalty kill. And that's what happened on both of those. And again, they turn it over at the offensive blue line.
10 seconds in the power play. Time for one more try, and they're going to ice it instead, which I suppose is worse than a bad.
So 2 errant passes, turning it over at the blue line, and an icing, all on your power play. That's not going to get you the what you call the man advantage. You're not letting you take advantage of it.
6 seconds left in the penalty against Christian Thuning, and then they'll be back to 5 aside. 9:02 to go in the opening period. Face-off won by the Cougars, and they play it down. Andrew Sorbo going after it. Number 14. Playing around behind the net as West comes back to full strength. Or East, rather. Now it comes back into their zone, and chasing after it is Shea Gavin. Headman pass. Jack Hansen playing it in rink wide. And now they'll go after it behind the net. Going to be picked up there by Toby Esse, and now fed around to the far side. Held in, and the shot whizzes wide. And the long carom is going to get all the way back into the Mankato East zone. Luke Liebens will chase after it and get there behind the net. And now it's played in and on the run. Here's Bastian centering, and that's picked off. Cleared to the left point, but only as far as Morgan, who puts it in front, deflected down, and finally stolen by Hunter Rigdon, and back comes Mankato West. Rigdon hits the line. It's offside on the right as Tyler Graves a little bit too anxious.
I know they're up 1-0, but the last, 2 shifts at least, maybe 3, a lot of self-inflicted wounds here by West. Just not connecting these passes coming out of the zone, not knowing what you want to do with it when you get into the neutral zone. I mean, these are important things to be able to connect pucks all the way down the ice.
Those are things that you would expect would come over time, though.
Yep.
Would that be the case?
But you also, that's where the coach might tell them, hey, you know what? Have a target when you're coming out of the zone. Have an idea, because again, right there is a perfect example. You lose the puck at the offensive blue line, and it comes back in numbers.
And now it's played down deep, and after it there, Bastian behind the net. He feeds the half wall for Cam, and now they'll go around to the far side.
As we've seen before, dump-ins aren't a bad play if you have nothing else. At least it gets the puck in where you need to go work at it.
and this team shows it's willing to work, and there's a crossbar for Bastion, and it goes out of play.
So pressure comes back down to your end. It stays down in your end. They clink one off the crossbar, and they get a face-off in your zone. Could have been tied 1-1. Like these are parts of the game that are phenomenal teaching moments for coaches. I mean, this is where you say to your guys, hey, think about this, think about that, and let's correct it during the play. I don't have to wait for the first intermission to do this.
Face-off coming up now to the right of the West goaltender, Mason Schreiber. He's the only freshman on the varsity roster, and he happens to have played every minute in goal for his team this season. Puck down and is controlled by East. And in the circle, backhanded by Braden Borgmeyer down behind the net. And now the Cougars will set up at the right point. A shot. They try to flip one through traffic. It goes behind the net. Thunik after it. He centers it. It's loose in the slot. It's loose in the crease, and it's played with a high stick.
Well, it's going to be a high-sticking penalty, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just trying to defend in front of the net. But, I was just about to say it's only a matter of time. When you put yourself on your heels, you do it to yourself. Eventually, you're going to have to take a penalty. And that's exactly what happened in their own zone in front of their goaltender. So, opportunity here.
10:01. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, an opportunity for the Cougars here to tie this thing up.
10:01, the time of the penalty. And the penalty, or power play for East is 17%. 10 for 57. Penalty kill for West, 40 out of 51. That's 78%. And now Mankato East trying to set up in the zone, but it's going to be picked off and played behind the net. And finally it's going to be banked and reversed all the way down the ice. Toby Essay doing that honor. Now 30 seconds gone on the power play. Shots are 4-3 for the Scarlets. And they lead it by a goal, played on into their zone. And then it's picked up and flipped all the way back down by Sterling. Almost all the way. And now the Cougars will play it on in. Bastion rings the boards with it. Comes to the far side for Morgan. And we have a whistle. Face-off coming outside the blue line. And it'll be Jaeger Zimmerman on to face off for West against Bastion. And now it's going to be carried into the zone by Zach Liebens. Tried to throw it in front, and it's bouncing, and it gets past Morgan to the near side, but he feeds the left point. Bastion into the high slot. Now fed over to the far side and returned back. Caden Hansen tried to throw it in the middle. Shea Gavin, and it's played all the way down the ice. 50 seconds remaining in the power play. 5:45 to go in the first period. 1-0. Mankato West on top, and here they come. East over the line, Zach Liebens, and it ran off his blade in the face-off circle on that side, but there to carry on is Morgan. Drops it to the half wall. Bastion to the high slot, gets it back on a return, top of the circle, throws it across. Shot on a good save. Rebound chance in front once, twice, and it winds up going behind the net. Zach Liebens with the first shot, Thuning with the second. 20 seconds to go in the power play, and they play it up the slot. Now to the near circle, Bastion, and it's played over by Gavin. Now a shot, and the goaltender gets over, and Schreiber makes a stop and pushes and shoves. 11 seconds to go in the power play, 5:09 to go in the first period. Some nice side-to-side stuff there.
Well, nice side-to-side stuff, but this young goaltender that we keep mentioning, I mean, you have to, sometimes you make saves because you're in position. Sometimes you make saves because you're competitive. And the sequence that happened in front of him, that was a competitive save. I mean, it certainly wasn't easy. It came through traffic. It had east-west to it. Boy, oh boy, he got in there and made a couple of dandies. So that's when you know a goaltender just likes to stop the puck. He's the guy.
Everybody back at full strength now, and it's played behind the West goal with just less than 5 minutes to go in the period. Toby Essay playing at the center ice, and carrying on a quick break-in is Tyler Graves. He's forced wide, leaves a drop pass, and that's intercepted. Now here comes Mankato East back. Sorbo over the line, and it's close, and Sorbo takes a shot that's sticked away by Schreiber.
The East player was helped over the line, I think, but
I think
it
he
was close.
There's a good save through a screen there against Luke Liebens, who has it in the high slot. Fed over to the near side, controlled by Cam. Centering pass, and there's another point-blank stop. That one off of Jack Hansen, and Schreiber has been the busier of the two goaltenders over the last few minutes and shows he can handle it. We're going to take a break. Our score 1-0 here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Hockey's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ, or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Back at the Bloomington Ice Gardens. 4:22 to go in the first period. Mankato West leading Mankato East 1-0 here on iteration number 3 of Friday Night Ice for this season. Mike Greenlay, my partner, Jeff Papis with you, and glad to have you along here tonight. It's a fun night, good crowd here in Bloomington. 2 loud bands. That's the way Tony wants it. And a face-off taken, and it's now cleared around behind the West goal to the near side. A one-touch pass there from Langworthy, and now here they come. Zimmerman hits the line. Zimmerman takes it in deep, takes a shot, and that hit the post, and then the net was knocked off the magnets. That was good, solid line rush there.
Yeah, sharp angle shot. You got to wonder how that got through to the crossbar, but it was one that the goaltender is glad that hit the pipe. Had a couple of those in this game. That's why you got to, if you don't have a play, sometimes it's good to waste one at the net, from a ridiculous angle, because, goaltender's probably thinking, he's not going to shoot it here. He's going to try and make a play to the middle. You end up rifling a quick snapshot, and a goaltender, you catch him napping maybe.
And
catch him singing show tunes or something.
Icy call against Mankato. Here's me frantically thinking up show tunes names to try to come up with something, and all I can think of is I am the very model of a modern major general, which means nothing in this context. So we'll take a face-off instead to the right of the Mankato East goal, and Brody Kuntz. 4 minutes to go in the period. And it comes up the slot, and finally a bouncing puck is swatted towards the net there by Carter Mim. And now back comes East over the line, Liebens, and we get a shot on goal. And you have the offside signal going there.
The broadcaster / linesman called that one offside, but you know what? We'll let the professionals do their thing.
I've been a play-by-play linesman sometimes too, and
yeah, we've all been broadcast referees and armchair referees, and I just thought that was a little bit too much on that one.
A little egregious. Here's a shot that is deflected off the goaltender from Gavin. Now up the boards, and it would have been a nice hold had he finished it, but Parker Wittenberg playing it ahead, and now East tries to play it up the middle. Zach Liebens can't get to it, and it's going to wind up behind the net. Toby Essie, he's taken in against the boards by Quist. Now played to the far wall with 3:28 to go in the period, and East trying to make something happen here as the puck comes to the half wall, and Gavin plays it down behind the net.
Looks like one of the East players had his stick held and ripped out of his hands. No call there, so.
Which is holding.
Yep.
And now in the corner, they're still battling for it. Finally, it winds up behind the net. Now we're going to get a penalty as Owen Quist was knocked down behind the goal, and it is going to put East back on the power play.
You spend enough time in the offensive zone, you're going to draw penalties. And
that penalty will go against Mim again. He He's taken both the penalties for West. 13:57 is the time of the goal. Mimmin only had one penalty all season coming into this game. And he's got 2 in the first period here tonight.
West Mankato penalty assessed to number 12, Carter Mean, a 2-minute minor for roughing.
Roughing is the penalty.
15 minutes and 57 seconds.
And with just over 2 minutes to go in the first period, they got a full power play. Here is a shot by Gavin. It's deflected upstairs and out of play by Zimmerman.
You know, so many times, and I know you're trying to set things up. You're deciding whether to take a shot or make a pass. But the longer you hold on to that puck, the longer the defensive, I guess, strategy can take place. They can move their players and line up on you, and that's exactly what happens. It ends up going up into the rafters off a deflection.
Now, here's Gavin in the high slot, feeds the near circle. There's your east-west, and a shot misses the net by Zach Liebens. Comes to the near side, and here's Bastian, leaving it at the point. Bastian in the circle. Gavin in the slot. Far side, one-time shot, wide by Liebens. And with 1:19 in the power play, West will pick it up, and here's Zimmerman coming to center. It's 2 against 3. Zimmerman goes wide, and then he is going to be shouldered off the puck. Going to be claimed finally in the left corner by the Cougars, and they come out to center ice looking for a tying goal. Over the line they come. Bastian to the circle. Bastian forced behind the net, looking to center it, and he put it in the skates of his teammate Gavin. It's loose, and it winds up behind the net. Gavin spinning, looking for space, and now to the near circle. Bastian back up the slot. Gavin fires, save, rebound, and fanning on it was Thunik there, and the rebound is cleared down the ice.
A little surprised that wasn't a tripping call. So it's there's a few fans in the stands here that reacted negatively to that.
That is the referee broadcaster coming out here.
Yeah.
25 seconds in the power play, and it winds up in the skates of Cam and comes back out to center ice. Back for it now, Thunik. 17 seconds in the power play, 1:19 in the first period. Thunik over the line, gets past one man, comes to the slot, and forgot the puck. Now he comes back for it, has it between the circles, leaves a drop pass for Cam. Now from Bastian back to Cam, 4 seconds to go. Now to the far circle. Here's a shot that goes wide as the Scarlets come back to full strength. We're in the last minute of the period as the puck comes back to Rafi Bowman behind the goal. And he's having trouble, lots of it in fact. Turnover, and a centering pass is blocked. Comes up the slot, and finally East will pick it up and carry to center. Here's Borgmeyer. He's over the line. Borgmeyer got past his man, going in too deep. He centers it, and a swipe at it there by Luke Liebens doesn't come to anything. A shot from the left point, loose in front off the stick of Cam, and now cleared back out to center ice. Cam stripped of the puck by Hunter Rigdon. He's going in. Rigdon shooting, and he put it wide. Might have got a piece of the goaltender, but it's out of play anyhow with 24 seconds to go in the period.
Yeah, that would have been a heck of a statement.
Yep.
To be being outshot, but up 2-0. That would have been one heck of a goal. A little bit, I know he had pressure coming down on him. He did elect to shoot it.
Face-off is coming up to the right. Like I said, to the left of the Mankato East goal.
No, you're right, my left.
You know what's funny? The story between periods, because it's probably too boring to discuss during actual play. As the puck comes out to center, about the difference between right and left is taught to me by Al Shaver. Now behind the goal, it's fed up the far wall. Jaden Larson. 9 seconds to go in the period. Referee's not interested there. Excuse me. Puck played all the way back into the Mankato East zone, and that's it for the first period. And our score is 1-0 Mankato West. And your thoughts on the first period, Mr. Greenlane?
Well, pretty spirited. The funny thing about West, who's up by 1 here, is they had enough to say that both helped and hurt them. I mean, they did a lot of positive things, but they also did a lot of negative things that gave East a little bit of a pushback. And East had some great chances. That young goaltender had a pretty good period.
All right, we are ready to go back to Peter Rodney, and he is standing by with a special guest on the Mankato West bench.
Down here on the bench with Mankato West head coach Nate Olson. Coach Olson, 1-0 going into the second period. You get a big penalty kill at the end of the first. Is that more of a cautionary tale about taking penalties, or is that a momentum builder going into the second frame?
Well, it's a little bit of both. I thought we did a good job the first 5 minutes. We got on our game, we got some bodies, and really set the tone like we talked about earlier, tried to dictate play. And then we got on our heels, got reaching a little bit more aggressive after pucks were leaving areas that put us in some tough spots. Thought our group did a good job being resilient, coming together, getting a kill, and I hope we can build some momentum here and be ready. They're a good team here. They're talented. They're going to try and get their speed going here in the second period. We really got to be ready for that push because we know it's coming.
Getting outshot 11-6. Does it feel like a situation where the dam is about to burst the other way, or are you comfortable with where you're at?
That's kind of how we play. We're not going to outshoot a ton of teams. We like to play well on our own end. If we keep running around in our defensive zone, we're going to get caught a few times. They've got enough talent and skill that they're going to find the back of the net if we leave guys open in space. But we just got to continue to block more shots, I think, too. That's something that maybe 5-6 of those shots that were 11 on net probably could have been warned. We got to do a better job taking some pride in doing that.
That's Mankato West head coach Nate Olson. The Scarlets lead Mankato East 1-0 after the first period. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
It's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
People ask me how they know if they have arthritis. Arthritis is a diagnosis that we make in the office after we check x-rays and exam and take a history from a patient.
The most common symptoms of arthritis are some diminished range of motion of a joint stiffness, pain with use and motion, limited activity of what they can do compared to what they used to be able to do with that particular joint.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand, or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Welcome back to Friday Night Ice. Tony Scott with a special guest tonight, Brent Warner. How you doing today, Doctor?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for having me. It's exciting to be here.
Yeah, it's like Friday Night Ice. Is it kind of everything you imagined? A full barn with a couple bands?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All good fans on both sides. Exciting game so far. It's awesome. Yeah.
And you're going to be in Mankato tomorrow, so you're going to have some talking points, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, I will.
All right. So I read your bio, and something I've never read in my life is the word pole vaulter, Duke University in a sentence.
Yeah.
We got to get to it. How did this come about?
I'll say it was a combination of teenage overconfidence and a desire to be different. I started pole vaulting actually in junior high.
Wow.
Yeah, they offered it at the high school I grew up in, and I started doing it as a 7th grader, and it was kind of just a crazy, this sounds cool, I'm going to try it. And for reasons I still can't understand, I was good at it. So I kept doing it all through high school, won a state championship in Ohio as a senior in high school. And then, went to college, did it all 4 years. I was an All-American. It was kind of a crazy ride.
It's a unique sport where there aren't a lot of people who do it, but there's a lot of people that don't do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I think they don't do it because it's difficult and it's extremely athletic, correct?
Yeah.
Did you ever meet any unathletic pole vaulters?
No, I'll tell you, no. You know, I think what drew me to it was not only was it a little bit crazy, but I loved the combination of it. It needed speed, it needed strength, it needed technique. Like you had to think about it, right? It needed, and that kind of drew me to it. It wasn't just, go run as fast as you can. There was a lot of other nuance to it that I found attractive. So.
All right, so you're a doctor now after spending, I went through this with you, like 10 years in training, 4 years of med school, 6 years of residency.
Yep.
And now you're doing it. You're here in the Twin Cities. Yeah. What exactly do you treat when you're on your day job?
So I'm kind of a sports medicine focused surgeon in our group at Summit Orthopedics. That ends up being athletes of all ages. So that's, high school kids playing hockey and other sports all the way up through, everyday, kind of weekend warrior type athletes, right? We want to try to treat everybody, get them back to their sport if they're hurt and having problems.
What's so rewarding about the job? What's the most rewarding thing?
Growing up as an athletic person, I had my own fair share of injuries, saw my teammates go through those sorts of injuries. And I realized that doing this job, I can help people like that, get them back on the field, get them back on the ice, whatever it is, so that they can keep doing that thing that keeps them happy, keeps them active.
What a great job.
Yeah, I love it.
And great job here on the interview. I have had all you guys have been really fun, really smart, really athletic, and great to meet, and you just keep adding the list.
Well, good. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and as I said, thanks for having me. This is great.
Summit Orthopedics. Check them out on the web.
It's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk, or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Down here in the bleachers with Mankato West Band Director Brady Cruzmark. Brady, you were named the 2021 Mankato West Teacher of the Year. Now here's my brain teaser for you. Does directing make you a better teacher, or does teaching make you a better director?
Goodness, that is a brain teaser. Well, they go hand in hand, right? What we do is for these guys right here, day in and day out, what we do in class sort of translates to what we do out here. So all of that teaching and learning that happens every day allows us to be able to come out and support the hockey team and to do some public events like this. So it's all about that.
So teaching and learning aside, you're going to be playing tonight. Which song is your band going to play for us?
Right, we're going to do a classic called Hey Baby.
All right, Mankato West Scarlets, take it away with Hey Baby.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
For Good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company, everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
I think pain that moves around, that's migratory, like, gosh, I was sore here for a couple days and now I'm sore here for a couple days. Like, migratory pain seems to be less concerning and less serious. Something that's persistent, pain that lasts more than 2 weeks, pain that seems to be resistant to other things like ice, rest, that's concerning, and anything that makes you limp is not okay. There's something wrong if you're limping. If you can't bear your own body weight on your legs, something's not right.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Mozza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Mozza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
With our usual perfect timing, the referees take the ice as we get ready for the second period of play. Mankato West leading Mankato East by 1-0. Jeff Pappas with Mike Greenlay here tonight at Bloomington Ice Garden. Your thoughts on the first period? The only goal scored by Maddox Langworthy at 3:09.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was a pretty good period. It could be the other way as well. So, it's one of those games where, one bounce one way, one bounce the other. I mean, both teams have hit crossbars. It's been, I think the penalties are pretty even. Or no, excuse me. It's been more penalty filled.
Yes.
But I think it's still even in the number of penalties with a couple each, right?
Yep.
So both teams have had opportunities with a man advantage. I thought it was a pretty well played period. I thought the young Mason Schreiber was a little busier goaltender because East seemed to get some higher quality chances. But hey, the score is the opposite way right now, so that's what counts.
Shots in the first period favored East by a margin of 11-6. And the score, obviously, in the opposite direction. As you look at our scoreboard, and we thank the Tradition Companies for all they do to help us put high school hockey on the air. Or on the web, or wherever we find it.
Yeah. If you got a device, you can find it.
That's true. That's true, and it's never more true now than it's been now. I mean, it's hard to find a game that you can't stream nowadays, and it's good for the sport, I think. I mean, it's a chance for people to enjoy the game, relatives, people out of town that can't make it, things of that nature. I had people in Rollsville last night telling me we had people on both coasts watching that game.
Yep.
And that's kind of fun. So I never had a See the Shining Sea audience before, but we do now. We're ready to go with the second period. Teams change ends and attack towards their benches. The puck is down and it's controlled by Mankato West. And here is Mim playing it in, and he goes down on a shoulder check. Puck comes back out to center. Now played over by S.A. and now into the zone. That's going to be an icing call. So we got a quick stoppage and a face-off 13 seconds into the period.
Well, we'll see whose coach's words sunk in the best in the first intermission.
Well, I'll tell you what, your comment about giving up the puck at the offensive blue line has got me looking for it now. And now it's a penalty coming up in front of the net. We have a holding penalty. It's going to put Mankato East on the power play. And heading to the box for West is Toby Essie. Third straight power play for East. Really not much choice on the call, though. Pretty well dragged him down in front of the net, in front of God and everybody. 19 seconds is the time of the penalty. And now here's a threading one through there. And it winds up back out to center ice. And here comes Shea Gavin. He's over the line, now feeds the middle. And that's broken up. And the West penalty killers getting a workout here as they've had to kill 3 straight. And here's Mankato East coming back, and it's played on into the zone by Bastian. And it's going to come up the wall, and players falling there. Gavin closing in from the circle, shoots, goaltender sticks his leg out, gets a stop, and it's loose in front of him. And now played over to the left edge. Referee is calling a hand pass.
Or is he calling it? He's calling it to be faced off outside the zone.
Well, if he called a hand pass, he's taking it all the way back. So.
All right, because there was such a melee in front there, it's hard to really see what was happening. The puck did get shuttled loose there, and that's when he blew the whistle.
But that's the reason for it appears. So we'll go back to the left of the East goaltender Brody Kunst, and now it's picked up and lugged out to center ice by Owen Essie, and he plays it in. It'll ring the boards to the near side, play to the right point, and Gavin can't hold it. He has to come out. And his teammates clear the zone. Here's an errant pass at center ice, and they're going to tie up for it right in the referee's crease. Now it's picked up, and here comes West back in, and that's Langworthy. And he is able to play it behind the net. Zimmerman, oh, he goes down, and we're going to get the call. It's a holding call. So the teams now will go back.
Well, that was like a horse collar.
I think it was, yes.
Even though there's no official call for that in hockey.
No.
It was called a holding. But yeah, he basically grabbed him around the neck and dragged him down.
1:34 is the time of the penalty to wipe out the power play. 45 seconds of 4-on-4. And then about 1:15 of power play for Mankato East. And now the puck comes out to center ice. And West going after it. It's going to be picked up there by Parker Wittenberg and played all the way back. And that's going to be icing with the team skating for a side. And we'll go back for a draw with 15:08 to go in the second. See if we can find some scores here tonight. Fergus Falls and Red Lake Falls playing a scoreless tie. St. Louis Park and New Prague tied at 4. Game at the New Prague Community Center. More scores as they become available, and now played down behind the West goal, and we're going to get a whistle. And the net gets dislodged.
Well, for 16 seconds, there's going to be a little space out there. 4-on-4 hockey, but this will turn into a power play very quickly.
Despite the best efforts of everyone out there to close down space, it's still there. Now behind the goal, players from both teams going in against the wall. West will get there. Sean King after it, and he's just kind of looking to dig it out right now. He's on the right-hand side there. Now the puck comes out, and it's controlled by East Scarlets at full strength. And here's a shot right on. Save made by the goaltender Schreiber. And now 1:06 of power play number 3 for Mankato West. And they bring it in. And here's Toby Essie closing, shooting, and a save by Kunst. And a centering pass winds up loose in the slot. Picked up there by Gavin, and he'll flip it the length of the ice. 50 seconds of power play remaining. Power play number 3 for Mankato West. Now West will step through and come to center ice over the line. And there's a shot that whizzes wide from Langworthy. Now loose to the near boards and finally dropped to the left point. Picked up there by Derek Stierlin. Feeds the circle, centering pass. And that comes through as Zimmerman got it to Langfellow. Now picked up there and dropped to the left point. Finally picked up there by Sterlin. Feeds the near circle, and it comes out to center. And here comes Mankato East. Gavin over the line. He takes the shot, and he missed the net. But still not a bad chance for a team down a man. And now it's controlled by East. They play it into a line change. And now over the line for Mankato West is Langworthy. And it's now cleared. It gets past the player right out of the penalty box. Stunek now comes onto the goaltender, and we're going to get a stoppage and a face-off with 3:39 gone in the second period.
Well, we'll see if we can play some even strength hockey here. We've seen enough special teams time by both these clubs.
6 penalties assessed. Both teams 0 for 3 on their power plays. There's that Robin Cook, the best fielding PA announcer in the game. Fine catch with the puck thrown over the glass to him. 13:21 to go in the second, and we're going to have a face-off now to the left of the Mankato West goal. Comes to the right point, picked up by Owen Essie, and he plays it around behind the net, and finally played down. East gaining possession, comes to the near circle. Frederick. They try and cycle out of the corner, comes to the right point, picked up there by Morgan. Swings it across to the left. Here's a shot that's off the traffic and wide before Cedric Hansen could get to it, or Caden Hansen rather. Now to the right point, and it's off traffic as Morgan tried to ram a shot through there. Now it comes to center ice, and it's picked up there by Cam, but now carrying on. Mankato West comes over the line, a shot and a stick save by Kunst. Now it's going to run to the left point, and that's a shot by Essie, and that winds up deflected back behind the net. A centering pass by Hunter Rigdon. And that's broken up, played back out to center ice, and now into the zone comes Mankato East, Caden Hansen, 26. And now picked up in front of the goal and centered straight up the middle. Here comes Tyler Graves, and then he is dismissed on a shoulder check there by Alexander Morgan that you could call a decleater. Now it's played all the way down the ice, and there's going to be icing called against Mankato East with 12:11 to go in the second period.
I thought the puck was by him by a little bit. Maybe one of those 1/1000, 2/1000s.
Yeah.
Still, though, is a good hit.
It was. Speaking of good hits, have you seen Edina play yet? There's a team that is very similar to the ones that were winning state championships a few years back.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a high school team that finishes their checks like them. 12:05 to go in the second period. Play is in the east zone. And there's a 4-car pile up there in the corner. Finally, it's dug out by Jaden Larson. He tries the left wall, and it's going to be held in right on the line. Here's a shot over the top taken by Derek Sterling. And now East plays it to center ice, but it's picked off there by Zimmerman. Zimmerman over the line. And the centering pass stick behind the net. Finally played out to center ice, and here comes Mankato East. Over the line, trying to hop around the man is Bowman. And now a bouncing puck cleared to Zimmerman. He tried to thread one through there for Gage Schmidt, nothing doing. And now here comes a backhanded shot and a goal for Shea Gavin for Mankato East, and the game is tied at 1. Shea Gavin picking up a chance in front, and he made no mistake getting a backhanded shot over the freshman Mason Schreiber.
Well, he was able to walk in one-on-one with the goaltender. Defenseman peeled off to take the guy on the back door and was able to beat the goaltender, young goaltender.
There's your replay.
Here it is. Look at the defender just kind of stayed at the top of the crease on the other side, and well, someone gives you ice, you got to take it.
5 minutes and 45 seconds. That's the Cougars. Gavin is 6th from Bowman at 5:45.
And the assist going to Rafi Bowman, number 9. And it's a 1-1 tie. Mankato East now brings the puck out, and here's Morgan sidestepping a check, playing to center ice, and now here comes Bastian over the line. Stops in the slot, leaves a drop pass, a shot, and a save made by Schreiber against Zach Liebens. Now played off to the far wall, and Finally, it's going to be chipped on out to center ice. And East will keep possession, backhanded into the zone by Morgan. Now they'll carry in. And it comes to the near circle. Going behind the net is Bastian. Comes out and then left it behind the goal. Picked up along the near side wall, and they try to flip it out through Hunter Rigdon, and they can't get out of the zone. Finally, it does come to center. And East will get a chance to reset. Now it's played back deep into the Mankato West zone. A pass to center ice. It's going to be tipped ahead, and Rigdon trying to get at it. Played up to him by Grady Hadelstad, number 18. Played into the zone, a centering pass for Gavin doesn't connect. And we're going to get a penalty here on Mankato West. That looked like a bad one. At least it sounded like a bad one.
It didn't appear to be terrible, but I think he just caught him up high.
We're going to take a break here, and we'll come back with the information on the penalty right after this.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
Many people think that there's nothing that can be done for their back and their neck pain, but in fact, there's a wide range of non-surgical treatment options for many different problems, and our goal is to get people to the right treatment as quickly as possible, and that's why we offer same-day appointments, because if you're in pain and you're limited, waiting a week, waiting 3 months for an appointment is unacceptable.
Well, we're sorting it out. Still no penalty. It is a 2-minute penalty on the board, according to our scoreboard, but nothing on the. They are putting up a 5-minute major for Mim.
Yeah, I personally disagree with that. I don't think it was egregious, vicious, or any other kind of description that was overly aggressive. It was. He kind of got two guys coming in opposite directions. He did hit him. Give him a couple minutes, I think, but I don't think it deserved a 5-minute major.
And now it's the third penalty of the night on Meme for 9 minutes, and now it's played into the zone, but a 5-minute power play here for Mankato East. There's Gavin shooting. It's broken up in the circle. Gavin gets it back, tries to feed down the wall, looking there for Zach Liebens, who tries to come in front, and it's loose in the slot. Finally, Gavin steps around one, throws it across, and a shot winds up wide from Bastian as one of the West players' sticks was catapulted into the air. Now 4:20 in the power play. Comes to the slot. Here's Gavin playing it beside the net, looking for a deflection there, and nothing doing from Morgan. Here's Gavin again, feeding the far circle. Bastian back to Gavin. He fanned on it, threw it in front, and it's steered through to the near side boards where Zach Liebens gets it. Now back to the top of the slot. Here's a shot and a save made by Schreiber, and a shot through traffic by Gavin. 1 minute gone in the power play. .8:42 to go in the second period. And a great opportunity here for Mankato East.
Oh, yeah, West doing a pretty good job of getting bodies in lanes, blocking some shots, and of course, whenever your goaltender in this situation, he can freeze it, you do so.
Your best penalty killer. There's a shot that goes off the up front forechecker for West, Blake Murphy. And it comes now behind the net. Going after it for Mankato East is Borgmeyer. As they change power play units, Borgmeyer swings around the defense, comes to the circle, takes a shot, and a stick behind the net by Schreiber. Now Quist after it. And drops it back to the left point. Beside the net, centering pass is picked up and backhanded by Blake Murphy out to center. That'll make him clear the zone. And they're offside. 3:24 in the major power play. Neither team has scored a power play goal tonight, and they've had 7 chances to do so. people think of it as good penalty killing.
Well, yeah, that's part of it maybe, but I think power plays are good. They offer you the opportunity to open up the game in certain ways. But if you get a lot of power plays like this game has and nobody scores, I think it actually is disruptive.
Well, would it mess up your rhythm?
Well, it messes up the lines, it messes up the rhythm, and all that type of stuff.
Right.
So it's
Now here's Rigdon behind the goal for West, playing it to the open side, and then he'll head back out as they kill a few more seconds. First 2 minutes gone in this 5-minute major power play. Now it's shot right back in by Rigdon, and it'll be Shea Gavin going back behind the goal after a quick rest. Now a pass comes to center ice, and Thunik will play it on in. Going to run to the corner boards. They'll chop at it there with Morgan, and now picked up and fed to the high slot. Here's a shot that goes off the traffic from Zach Liebens and a face-off with 2:42 left in the power play.
well, not a ton of organized chances, I guess you'd call them.
Well, they aren't getting traffic in front of the net, certainly.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to ram shots through with a player like Gavin with a shot like his, I would think you'd want that in front of the net, but as they say, I've been wrong before. 2.5 minutes in the power play, 7:10 to go here in the second period. And over the line they come. Trying to cut to the slot was Thunik, and on a nice play there by Gavin to hold the zone at the right point. Now it's thrown across. That's going to get deflected over the glass and into the crowd from Bastian. And the face-off will come outside. Or it won't. That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all. It went up off the East player's stick and into the stands. That should be a face-off outside.
Outside, yes, and it's not. So, but no protest from the West bench. They drop the puck, and West comes up with the puck with 2:13 to go, and they're shorthanded. It comes out to center. Toby Esse lost it. Now they'll play it back over to the left side, and over the line comes Mankato East. Borgmeyer, he is having trouble at the left point. Backhands it down. They hold the zone, though. Now a centering pass up the slot. Borgmeyer closes, shoots, and a toe save by Schreiber. Off to the near board. Centering pass, follow up by Liebens, and that is stopped with a stick. Couple of good stops there. Now here is Liebens again. And his pass comes out of the zone, and Cam has to come back for it. Minute 38 in the power play, and it's played back in, set up behind the net by Schreiber, cleared around on the boards, but held at the left point by Cam. And now this is Borgmeyer playing it down. It comes loose to the circle, and they can't clear it. They now finally on the second try will knock it down the ice. 6 minutes to go in the second period, 1:17 in the power play. And now it's played to center ice where Murphy picks it off. Blake Murphy playing it in. And with 1:05 remaining of power play, Mankato East will have to try again to try to snap this 1-1 tie. Play it out to center, and over the line it comes. Here's Morgan to the far boards. Dropping it to the left point. Gavin over to the right. Bastian back to Gavin. Polk checked away and backhanded and cleared. And it's going to come all the way back on to Kunst in the East goal. Now they try again. Over the line they come with Morgan. Comes to the far boards, tries to throw it in front. It's off sticks and comes to the near corner where Gavin will take it behind the net. Gavin swings around, shoots, he scores! Oh, he picked the top left corner. What a goal for Gavin, his second of the game and 7th of the year. Wow.
Well, the fact that West is getting out of here with 1 goal against on that 5-minute major is a victory in itself.
So the power play continues for 25 more seconds. As we look at the replay, we'll see Gavin take the puck behind the net, and he swings around, and watch where he puts this shot. That's
scoring on the power play for
it's not easy to stand up on that type of angle for a goaltender when he comes around the net, because you're moving side to side. Most goaltenders will slide across on their knees, and he took advantage of that knowledge.
And went upstairs now. 9 seconds to go on the power play. It's 2-1 for Mankato East. And now a drop to the slot, and it's cleared. And there's a race for the puck as Mim comes out of the penalty box, and it goes to the corner. And a hit thrown there by Alexander Morgan, and now we have Liebens getting spilled. Here's a scramble in front of the net. Puck comes up the slot, and Wes Essie can't put it on goal. But trying to bounce back here after the 5-minute major. The puck will play all the way down the ice. And icing is indicated, and a stoppage with 4:12 to go. And we'll take a timeout here from Bloomington Ice Gardens. Our score is 2-1 for Mankato East here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Hockey's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ, or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
There you look at the Mankato East bench, and co-head coaches Adam Fries and Matt Tyree. They are getting the better of their traditional rivals again. East has won the last 6 in this rivalry. West scored first, but not since, in a faceoff coming to the right of Brody Kunst, sophomore goaltender for Mankato East. Now the puck swept towards the net, loose to the circle, and finally picked up and carried out to center ice by Rafi Bowman, and he comes over the line. We have a penalty coming. And that, believe it or not, is going to be another power play here for Mankato East.
Well, you march to the box, you're going to pay the ultimate price, usually. Tire your players out. Put additional stress on your defenders and goaltender.
13 minutes even, the time of the penalty, and another power play. Number 6 now. Chance in front. Oh, and a sprawling stop. Good save by Schreiber. Now loose to the right edge and centered. And East working on the power play again. Comes up the slot. Gavin feeds it across, and a shot by Bastian. Stop. Face-off signaled outside. 3:41 to go in the second period. This is power play number 6 for
And Schreiber's seen plenty of action in this hockey game.
Yes, he has. Despite that, though, the shots are only 18-10. We've had 9 power plays in this game and 28 shots on goal. Face-off will come outside the blue line once we've had a chance for the linesman to have a word with the far side wings. They lose their centerman. Now picked up by Langworthy, and he starts back, and they're going to, they almost had a 2-on-1, but missed the last pass. Picked up by Morgan. He's over the line. Morgan drops it up the slot and then cleared back out by Zimmerman. They will have played, let's see here, and killed off 3 penalties. They would have been shorthanded for 9 out of the 17 minutes of the second period, Mankato West. And now up the slot. Here's Gavin feeding it to the near circle, and Liebens plays it, comes across, and he's playing catch now. Here's Bastian in the circle, and that's broken up and cleared. The took a penalty 19 seconds into the third, a 5-minute major at 7:18, and now this last minor. So it comes out to center ice, and here comes East over the line. Liebens, he looks to take a shot. That's blocked, and it winds up behind the net in near circle. 45 left in the power play. And here is Gavin feeding it over to the near circle. One-time shot. They score! Banked in off the post. Alexander Morgan, and it is 3-1 on the power play.
I thought that might have caught his own defender as well on the way in, and that's what kind of fooled him a bit.
Well, we'll take a look at the replay and see what we can conjure up here. To take a look at, well, that's a little late, so we're going to have to.
But it did, just by his reaction, it looked like he might have been expecting the puck to come one way, and it changed direction on him.
Morgan, the goal, his third.
Assisted by number 20, Shea Gavin, and number 5, Zachary Labens.
Gavin and Labens getting assists on the goal. 3-1 now for Mankato East.
That's the Cougars. Morgan
now played back, and it's going to be an icing call against the Scarlets, and we'll go back for a face-off with 2:21 to go now in the second period. 3 goals for Mankato East, 2 of them on the power play. They scored those 3 goals in only 8 shots. Now from the draw, here's Gavin. Flipping it, played down with a glove in the circle, and Mankato West will play to center, but now Gavin with a glove as he is knocked in against the boards by Murphy. Now comes over the line. Gavin closing, shooting, and a blocker save there by Schreiber off to the boards with 2:03 to go. And West needs a pick-me-up here. If they can stick one in before the break, that would do wonders for them.
Or at very least, stay out of the penalty box.
Well, that's true. We could.
That would be a victory.
We could look at it from that standpoint as well. 1:48 left now in the period, and they'll battle for it along the boards now. It's finally dug out, and it comes to the left point. Mankato East Morgan now played back to center ice, and Bowman feeds an open wing on the near side, and Blake Murphy will play it down deep. Into the corner, Murphy tried to hold it in on the half wall, and it comes all the way back down the ice, and that will be icing on the Cougars with 1:24 to go in the second period. And again, they've been on the power play 3 times. And you'd figure this would be happening if that was the case, and they got their power play cranked up finally to pump a couple of goals in.
Well, they've had enough practice. It's been a playing practice here for the power plays.
Now it's going to be fed back to Essay. Top of the circle, goes beside the net. He was looking there for Zimmerman to direct in front. Now Zimmerman behind the goal, comes out the near side. That's going to be picked up by East and played out to center ice. Over the line they come, and that's Frederick. He plays it to the point, and it's going to be held in there. Oh, a nice move in front of the goal! A shot! And a save made. The puck loose. Goaltender is down as a giant scramble, and it finally comes to the near side as Thunik with a glorious chance in front of the net. He was not able to cash in last minute of the period, and now it's running to the far side, picked up there by Cam, but we get a whistle, and we're going to have a hooking penalty being assessed here. And this one's going to go against East. Going to go against Jayden Frederick. And the time of that penalty is 16 minutes and 13 seconds. Power play number 4 for Mankato West. From the draw. It's controlled there by Langworthy in the corner. Zimmerman tried to go short side, comes right up the slot, just a little bit too heavy, and picked up and brought forward by Bastian. He tried to throw it in front, and tied up there was Aaron Cam. They'll drop it back into their zone. 26 seconds to go in the period. Power play would, of course, carry over with no goal, and now Zimmerman with 18 seconds to go, trying to play past 2, and does. Zimmerman comes in over the line, Tried to cut back to his forehand. Bouncing puck in the slot is finally picked up by Bastian. And he comes out to center ice. Bastian with 5 seconds to go and 2 men in front of him. Played over to the near side for Cam. And then a shot winds up stopped at the buzzer. And we have played 2 periods. And our score is Mankato East 3, Mankato West 1. They get 3 goals on 11 shots in that second period, Mike. And kind of a momentum shift here, I expect. But really not terribly unlucky to be down 2 goals, what do you think?
Well, I mean, like I said, self-inflicted a lot in this game for them so far. I mean, in the first period, it had more to do with turning the puck over, but in the second, it just was a marching to the penalty box. I personally don't think that it should have been a 5-minute major, but it was called. They scored 1 goal on it, and that was kind of the trend.
Well, it's interesting in that they took that second penalty just a minute afterwards, and still you got dog-tired penalty killers to score again on that power play. So you're right.
Exactly. It's zone time, zone time, zone time.
You bet. We are ready for Peter Odney, who is standing by on the Mankato East bench. Sir, take it away.
Down here on the ice, Mankato East head coach Adam Freeze. After 2 periods, the Mankato East Cougars lead Mankato West 3-1. Coach, you get a goal with 25 seconds left after a major penalty. Was there a thought on the bench that you might not get a goal after such a long power play?
No, we were going to score on it eventually. It was just happened to be too late on that one, but hey, we got one, and that's all that really mattered. We come back and get another one on another power play, so that helped us.
You get that go-ahead goal from Shea Gavin. We talked about him in the pregame. Is he just that type of player that's going to go get you a goal when you need one?
Yeah, I mean, again, he's been here 4 years, right? And he's a leader, and he's a hockey player. He's got really good IQ, and he's going to find an opening, and when he gets an opening, you're going to have to be careful.
How's your team going to finish off this game?
Well, I hope really hard, right? I mean, with the 2-goal lead, we're going to have to play really tough, kill a penalty here real fast, get a little momentum, and I think we'll be just fine.
All right, he thinks they'll be just fine. We'll see. Mankato East leads Mankato West 3-1 after 2 periods. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
From the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
Generally speaking, water is a better fluid to use to rehydrate with. A big part of the importance of hydration is hydrating before the race rather than during the race. So, the hydration before a long distance race in particular really starts the day before the race, probably almost 24 to 36 hours before the race to be completely hydrated.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Here with Tony Scott. Tony, score is 3-1. Let's back it up a little bit to the first period just because we didn't get to talk about that too much.
It just happened to be your alma mater scored, so you got to get that in there too, right?
Yeah, you know that. It was 1-0 in that period with a goal from senior forward Maddox Langworthy.
Good start for them. They had all the energy, they had all the momentum after the first period. And a 5-minute major for the Scarlets really propelled the momentum for East in that second half of the second period.
It did. Before that one, their first goal came from, who did we have here? That was that was the 5-minute major. That's where it came from. And that came from senior defenseman Shea Gavin on that goal.
Yeah, it's beautiful. He's had a great period. I got a chance to meet Shea this past fall. He has plans of playing hockey after high school and hopefully in college. So not surprised he's doing quite well tonight.
Penalties were the killer for Mankato West in this one. In this period, power play goal again from Mankato East. This time, this time from Alex Morgan puts them up 3-1.
Beautiful goal, by the way. I mean, just total snipe, top shelf, nothing that little Mason Schreiber could do it. Schreiber's a kid. He's only a freshman. He is by far, and don't take offense to this, the best goalie in Mankato. I've known Mason since he was 5th, 6th grader, and he's a great athlete, great kid. He'll go down in history as one of the better goalies this city's ever seen.
He's the only freshman on the entire squad, too. That says a lot because you can't just be talented and then, be good at JV. They're bringing you up to varsity, starting you. You're pretty dang good.
When he was in 7th grade back in Pee Wees, just 2 years ago, that was a really good Pee Wee team that went long ways.
Absolutely. So what do we got? 3-1 in the second period. What's got to happen between these two teams to see who comes out the Mankato champion?
Mankato West has got to get a cooler head. They can't have any more penalties the rest of the way, and they're going to take advantage of the chances. I think East is going to have some penalties because it's just that type of rivalry game, and they're going to have to convert on the power plays. And if I'm Mankato East, keep your hand on the plow, keep doing exactly what you're doing. You're the better team. You have all the momentum right now.
All right. We got one more period of action left, but before we get to it, we are going to, on the other side of the break, be joined again by Peter Odney and the band director for Mankato East, Mr. Nick Liebel, followed by another performance from the Cougar Band.
It's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with. And that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
People ask me how they know if they have arthritis. Arthritis is a diagnosis that we make in the office after we check x-rays and exam and take a history from a patient.
The most common symptoms of arthritis are some diminished range of motion of a joint stiffness, pain with use and motion, limited activity of what they can do compared to what they used to be able to do with that particular joint.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Down here in the bleachers once again with the Mankato East Band. We've got seniors here, Sydney and Maggie. Maggie, what instrument do you play?
I play trombone.
Sydney, what about you?
The alto saxophone.
All right, are you guys tired of playing or what?
A little bit, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Sydney, what about you?
Very slightly. It's a lot, but it's fun.
All right, you guys have lasted through almost 6 periods of play. Now, if you had a word of advice for your Cougars going into the third period, what would it be?
I would definitely tell them to keep their head in the game and stay confident and just don't let West score a single point. Just keep high energy, keep the pace moving, and play hard.
All right, the high energy is going to come from you two and from the band, so what are you going to play for us to round it out?
Any of the above. All of the above.
All of the above. All right, Mankato East, take it away.
All
would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ, or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Since 1933, 3 generations of Kozlaks have wined and dined Minnesotans with great food and impeccable service. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's is open for happy hour, dinner, and a tasty weekend brunch. With a world-class bar and a spectacular outdoor patio, your dining experience will be both memorable and delicious.
Brew Pub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brew Pub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brew Pub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brew Pub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Back at Bloomington Ice Garden for the 6th and final period of our doubleheader tonight. Mankato East leads Mankato West 3-1 after 2 periods of play. 2 goals in the second period for Shea Gavin. Second one on a power play. And the last goal from Alexander Morgan. Shots are 22-11 after 2 periods, favoring Mankato East, which is trying to win for the 7th straight time in this series. Mike, what do you suppose got said in the dressing room after the second period?
Don't let it happen, 7.
I suppose that was the obvious answer, wasn't it?
Well, obviously for West, it's stay out of the box. You can't form a comeback when you're sitting in the penalty box. It's pretty obvious. So I think that's probably one message. For East, it's hey, we got control of this now. Don't be over aggressive. Don't be over risky with the puck. Let's make some smart plays and take the next 17 minutes to victory. So it's up to West to really press the issue here.
Well, they say it's the most dangerous lead in the game. 2 goals in the third period.
I've always enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I reckon that you probably would.
It's better than being down 2
Yes,
by
that's
2.
true.
So yeah,
that's a good point. Power play of 1:14 as the third period gets underway. West has a man advantage. So much time Frederick has left in his hooking penalty. And if they're going to start, there's no time like the present.
They need to respond right here, make it a tighter game, and that changes the complexion of how players react to things too.
Sean King plays it in the power play. And Morgan plays it right back out. Goes all the way down the ice, and now it'll be West trying to break out of the zone. First they got to catch the puck, and it's Zimmerman starting up the middle, and then he had it knocked away. He gains it back, though, over the line. Zimmerman as he falls. Now it's played back into the West zone with 40 seconds to go in the power play. 16:24 to play in the third period, I should say. Now to the near side. Here's King. And picked up now by Zimmerman. Fed to the right side a little bit too far for King. And that's going to be icing. So it's an inauspicious start so far in the power play for West, but they still got 24 seconds left.
This has to be a catalyst for more offensive chances. And right now they're just having trouble getting it in over the red line.
Face off to the left of the freshman, Schreiber. And now it's pulled back behind the goal, and here comes Mankato West. They play it ahead, and here is Wittenberg. Parker Wittenberg over the line, and he goes wide. And then he is rubbed out along the boards, which is going to keep possession of the puck. 8 seconds in the power play, but the puck is cleared off the wall, and now here comes East back, 2 against 2. And they're going to wind up moving the puck to the front of the net, and a backhanded shot goes wide. And it's Luke Liebens that threw it in front. Now another chance in front. Here's a shot that's right on from Thunink, and winds up back behind the net. Frederick has it there, banks it to the right point. Gavin over to the near side for Luke Liebens. Now chipped ahead by Thunink. And it's going to be played behind the net. It'll ring the boards to that side. And Toby Essay after it clears it up the wall. But again, not out. And that does come out. And it's blown down. We get a face-off at neutral ice. 1 minute, 49 seconds gone in the third period. The thing about Mankato East, they may not have the record, they may not have the goal scoring, but they have worked awfully hard tonight. I mean, I've seen, they're doing the hustle things.
Especially when they have the penalty kill, but they've hustled all night long, and they've been good puck pursuers. I'll tell you what, that wins you a lot of hockey games in itself.
Now the puck comes right onto the goaltender. We're going to face off with a few more seconds elapsed. 15:05 to play here in the third period. Not a lot going on the Metro tonight in the hockey. Apple Valley Burnsville, though, defeating Prior Lake 2-1. Now from the face-off, puck shot around on the near side boards. Going to bounce in the circle and play to safety in the corner. Finally picked up there by Sterling for West. And then he lost out. Bastian centers, and it comes right between the point men back out to center. So they clear the zone, and Aaron Cam plays it in on the left. That's picked up, and then knocked in against the boards was Rigdon. Puck between his feet. Now he plays it out to center ice. And it's played back into the Mankato West zone. 14 and a half minutes to go. Banked around on the near side. And West Sterling, he can't get out of the zone. Lost it to Quist. And then they go to the boards. Players from both teams coming in. And now it is finally shaken loose, and out to center comes Mankato West. And here's Graves over the line. And he's forced wide. Graves tries to center it from deep, and it goes behind the net instead. Controlled there on the near side by Morgan for Mankato East. They come up the wall, and now played on out to center ice. Shot in off the defense, and now here comes West back again with Zimmerman. He's over the line. Langworthy trailing. There's a shot and a save made by Kunst. Comes off to the near boards, and East is able to play it out to center. And here comes number 19, Boston Belts. Sophomore forward. Hitting it, I believe, was his first shift of the night. There's a shot and a glove catch made on a shot by Gavin. 13:34 to go as you look at the young goaltender.
I thought he's played a very good hockey game. He's had plenty of pressure. You see why he has been put in there the whole string.
The backup goaltender, Charlie Hogan, is a junior. So presumably both will be back, but we'll see if Hogan gets playing time in the second half of the season as well. He's played on into the Mankato East zone, and Gavin, rink-wide pass to the near side. Heavy touch there from Sorbo, and he has to chase after it. Now puck runs behind the net, and West in control. Mim plays it ahead. Now a pass a little bit too far for Wittenberg at center, and played back in, and here comes Belts closing in, and the puck is sticked off to the boards by Schreiber. Loose along the wall, and now fed towards the left point, and a shot winds up getting deflected into the netting and out of play from Luke Liebens. As you look at it, stuck there. 12:54 remaining. Matamidi has defeated Hastings 7-1 tonight. Cambridge Isanti 4-1 over Pine City. St. Louis Park and New Prague in a 4-4 tie. Game in the third, and now picked up by West. They carry it out to center, and here's Rigdon. And to play it in, Rigdon will get to the puck. Shoots from a sharp angle, but missed the net. Comes around to the far side. It's going to be held in at the left point there by King. Played it down low, and here's West trying to muster something in front of the net, but Cam is there to clean up. And it's played off to the right corner. Cam will play one out to center ice. And it's going to go over the boards and into the bench. So we'll get a stoppage with 12:29 left.
Well, this is the exact way that East wants it to go right now. I mean, it's just kind of meh. You know, there's no excitement right now, and that's where West has to kind of bring a little bit more to this game if they're going to have a chance to come back in it. I don't think their goaltender's seen the puck yet in this third period.
So someone needs to step up and make a play, and over the line they come. Centering pass, puck bouncing in front, and it comes over to the left boards where Rigdon will drop to the point and then lose the puck. And here comes East trying to catch up to that puck in the left corner of the West zone, and now low bridge there was Liebman's, but it was over his own teammate. And now they bring the puck in front. Here's a backhanded shot, hits the post, and they score! It's that man again. Shea Gavin with a hat trick, and it's 4-1, 5 minutes into the third period.
Well, very similar goal where he went across the front of the net and threw a backhander at the net, and it found its way in. So this is a dagger right here.
4-1, 5 minutes into the third period.
I didn't see much that was gonna convince me that West was coming back from 3-1. I can't assume that much more will make them come back from 4-1, but we'll see what they have.
We'll get the announcement on the goal here.
8th of the season, number 20, Shea Gavin. Assisted by number 5, Zach Labens, time of the even straight goal.
And Zach Labens with the assist. We're going to take a break with our score 4-1 in the third period here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
It's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and develop pain that hurts when you walk, or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Shea Gavin's 3 goals put him into a tie for the scoring lead for Mankato East with Bastian, both players with 19 points now. Bastian has not gotten on the score sheet tonight. Gavin has scored 3 of his team's 4 goals. Face off outside, now it's picked up, and here comes Gavin again, and he'll play it on in. It winds up bringing the boards towards the near side. 11:38 to go, and now here's West trying to come off the wall, and they play it to center, and it's knocked ahead by Langworthy, and it winds up going behind the goal. Picked up and cleared, but not out. It's going to be held in there by Gage Schmidt. He takes it in sharp, and he takes a shot from a sharp angle, and there's your trying to make something happen play there, and Kuntz wound up having to clutch that one for a stoppage.
Well, it's not a bad, they always just say, if you don't have a play, throw it in the goalie's feet. That was oftentimes when there are more stand-up style goaltenders, but the premise is still okay. Throw it down low and into the pads or feet and see what kind of chaos you can create.
A tripping penalty is being assessed, so we're going to have more special teams play. It's going to go against East, I believe. And heading to the penalty box for Mankato East is going to be Morgan. .546 is the time of this penalty.
Mankato East penalty assessed to number 15, Alexander Morgan.
And now here comes East. They break in, and it's going to be picked up there on the near side. Back comes West with a 3-on-2. Langworthy, he's over the line, and finally is forced to the corner. Now behind the net, Schmidt going behind the goal with the puck. He has it along the corner boards. Defender falls, and now gets some help from his friends, does Gage Schmidt. Winds up in the corner as he is twisted in against the wall. Still on his feet, still in possession. Centers it, and a point-blank save. And a good one there by Kunst against Jager Zimmerman.
Yeah, nice little setup there to the top of the crease. Quick little shot. Just didn't find the right spot. Goaltender was sealing up that side of the net.
1:21 to go in the power play according to the scoreboard. 1:19 according to our know-all and tell-all scoreboard on our broadcast. Now played down into the corner and trying to scramble out in front with it there was Bastian. Now runs to the corner. 2 gray shirts, 1 black. And now the puck will dribble out towards the left point. Played down in the circle, and here's a shot that comes off the traffic before it gets to Kunst. Follow up. And a chance, they score in front of the net. It is Owen Esse. And it's 4-2, so a lifeline for Mankato West with still 10 minutes to play. Power play goal. They're now 1 for 5. Second goal of the season for Owen Esse. As you look at the replay, just opportunistic.
Well, he stops. You know what? How many guys don't stop in front of the net? I mean, you stop, you're going to at least give yourself the positioning. And it's a nice goal.
6:52.
Goal of the season, number 15, Owen Esse.
With the assists.
Number 25, Blake Murphy, and number 14, Parker Wittenberg.
All right, Wittenberg getting an assist, Blake Murphy getting an assist, and it's now a 2-goal game with 9:50 to go.
His second of the season.
Banked off the glass, and it'll wind up back to the blue line. Right ahead by Esse. Now loose in the center circle. Grady Hattelstad getting a shift, number 18 on the puck as he's there, tipped it ahead, but it's going to be intercepted by Luke Labens, who comes back now to the left side. Here's Frederick into the circle, behind the net. And he is taken out of the play there. And Hattelstad trying to play it ahead. Now finds an open wing, and the player will crash in. Luke Labens from the half boards. Now it's going to run past the defender, Frederick, and on him, Hattelstad comes out to center. Now played back in, and West's Toby Esse. And picked up now at neutral ice and carried on into the zone. Here's Cam trying to find some space, and he is ushered wide there by Kjellstrom behind the net. Check that, 28, Sean King. Now played up the boards to the far side, held in at the right point, and a shot stick save made off the stick of Belts. And now into the near corner, centering pass will come all the way through to the right point, and another shot. A stop made there with a stick by Schreiber. How many times did you ever stick a puck out of play you had no idea was coming at you?
Well, I'll tell you, you got to make some saves by mistake.
The reason I say that is I'm not sure that Schreiber had a good look at that.
Well, that's why positioning is so key for goaltenders, because you know sometimes you got to block them when the puck's coming through a screen.
So they call it making yourself big in the soccer world. I suppose it's the same sort of thing. Here's a centering pass.
Absolutely.
Chipped wide there from Drew Bastian, and now out towards the left point. West trying to clear the zone, and they're not having much luck. Comes to the corner, and Toby Esse taken in against the board. Centering pass and winds up just loose at the right edge. Runs up the slot and finally picked up and carried out to center. And unable to make a play on it was Gage Schmidt. Now he'll turn and golf it in with 8 minutes to play. Past the halfway point of the third period with Mike Greenlay. Jeff Pappas with you here from the Bloomington Ice Gardens. Friday Night Ice number 3. Our next Friday Night Ice, our final one of the season, will feature Maple Grove against Rogers, which should be a fine hockey game. A couple of very, very good teams going at it there. And now here comes Mankato East out to center ice. Frederick hits the line, turns, tries to center it, nothing doing there. And it's played back, but on the wrong side of the winger, Langworthy. Now played back to center ice, and it's Thunick playing it in. Now East trying to work to the slot area. They do get it there, and they have 2 players in front of the net, and a great stop by the goaltender Schreiber. And somehow that stayed out of the net. Thunick was right there. And now it's played back into the zone, and here's West latching onto it. A shot and a save made by Kunst. And now, with 7 minutes to go, we're starting to see a little more urgency here as West trying to play the puck in front of the net. Winds up golfed back to the boards. Now cleared around on the near side. And Gavin in the corner will play it ahead. The hat trick hero tonight, then played back by Sterling rink wide into the East zone. And then I'll head for the benches. They get a change with 6:39 left. And here comes East over the line. Gavin throwing it across. And winds up in the corner. Now he exchanges shoves there with Weston Johnson. Puck played to the wing, and now here comes West to center ice. They got a player off the bench. It's a 3-on-2 with back pressure over the line, and then the defense catches up, comes in front, and a chance there for Tyler Graves goes begging. Now at the right point, played back to the half wall, and then around behind the net, where it'll wind up in the near corner, and West will try to win a physical battle and get it out to the point. They do. Here's a shot from the circle, and that is blocked by the defender, Sorbo, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. That will be icing on East, but some better stuff from Mankato West over the last few minutes. We're taking time out here with 5:55 to go, 4-2 the score here on Friday Night Ice.
Hockey's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Back at Bloomington Ice Garden, it's 4-2. Mankato East leading Mankato West. Mike Greenlay, Jeff Pappas with you. Final 5:55 of regulation. And Mankato West starting to turn up the heat a little bit.
Well, you get the goal on the power play, then you get a couple of really good saves by your goaltender. You start to believe that it's possible.
And the puck is played out to center ice past Mim, and now here comes East back. Zach Laban's looking to center, bouncing puck though, and it comes on to Schreiber. I don't think that was his idea of a shot, but at the same time, not much on it, but a face-off coming. Face-off to the right of the Mankato West goal. And it's going to be picked up and banked ahead by Langworthy as he falls. Back into the zone, now controlled by Morgan. He's forced behind the net. 5.5 minutes to go. Morgan's right wing pass. And now played into the zone. Mims going after it for West. And he banks it around as he takes a hard bump. But then it came free, and it's controlled now by Schmidt. Pass to center ice. Langworthy over the line. He shoots. Stick save, rebound! Oh! How did that stay out of the net? Zimmerman with a rebound chance, and he was just flat out robbed by Kunst. And now here comes East back.
Well, his goal stick's in the corner, so maybe he was reaching out with the paddle and made that save. I don't know. You're right. It was either a miss or a save.
Now a pass out to center ice, and it's played back in finally by Gavin behind the net, and the goaltender does he have his own stick? I don't know that he does. No, he doesn't. He's got a defender's stick. And now it's played back into the zone, and East comes in 3 wide. That's broken up at the top of the circle with 4:36 to go. And now it's played out to center, and Essay now drop back, and Frederick for Mankato East to Gavin. He banks it off the glass, and he puts it right in the chest of Thunik, who turns around and plays to the blue line. Back into the zone, rink wide to the far side. King goes after it, behind the net with 4:18 to go. And a hit thrown in there against the wall, and it's Thunik again for Mankato East, going behind the net with it, and then he's headed off. Now he gets the pass, comes out the far side, drops it to the right point. Now here's Gavin again at the left point. Gavin through traffic, scores! His 4th goal of the game. Gavin from the left point, straight through, and it's 5-2 with 4 minutes to play. 4 goals. Who do you suppose Peter's going to talk to after the game, Mike?
Yeah, well, hopefully it's him.
I would expect
But
so.
that one just had, sometimes the puck has eyes for you. And that one just was a shot that he just got by the first defender, and it just kind of went all the way through and didn't touch a thing. But it had to pass like 3 players and the goaltender.
Well, seeing eye shots certainly, and it's 5-2 now for the Cougars, who appear well poised here.
For Mankato East,
Got the announcement.
his 4th of the game and 8th of the year, number 20, Shea Gavin. Assisted by number 16, Luke Labens, and number 8, Christian Thunik.
Luke Labens and Christian Thunik getting assists at 13 minutes. Now 3.5 minutes to go, and it's 5-2 for Mankato East as they appear ready to win for the 7th straight time against Mankato West. Here's the backhanded centering pass by Rigdon that comes to grief. Now played off to the left point with 3:20 to go, and overskated in the circle by Graves. Now it comes in front, pass to Graves, runs too far, and Zach Liebens plays it, and that's going to be banked off the wall and back into the Mankato West zone with just over 3 minutes to go now. And Carter Mim at center ice, and then played on in by Rigdon. With 3 minutes to go, West will get a change. Puck comes out to neutral ice, and then Borgmeyer is stapled to the boards there by Schmidt. Now the puck picked up and banked ahead as East will play it with Andrew Sorbo. Now played rink wide back into the West zone with 2:40 to go. And a hit thrown there in the corner with some authority there by Stirlin, and now it winds up in the left corner. And they'll push and shove for it there. This, of course, all to the advantage of East as they're just trying to keep the puck deep and hopefully get it tied up if they can. Now behind the net, another hit thrown. The puck bounds in front. Body's starting to fly now as it's picked up by Mankato West, and here's Schmidt at center ice. The play over the line. Schmidt still has it, throws it across, and a shot by Zimmerman winds up in the netting on a play with 2:02 to go. Again, coming up on our last Friday night ice, it'll be Maple Grove against Rogers. We saw Rogers 3 times at the Tradition Holiday Classic, and they are a fine hockey team, top 10 ranked. Of course, everyone knows how good Maple Grove is. Comes out to center, and Essay will play it back in with just under 2 minutes to go. Now finally back behind the net. It's going to be reversed up the wall on the near side, and Frederick is waiting for it. Maybe he waited a little bit too long as it winds up back in the corner. Now Frederick throws a hit but takes the worst of it as they'll battle for it along the boards. East behind the goal with just over 90 seconds to go. A bank pass to center ice will be icing. So we'll lug it back for a face-off with 1 minute and 31 seconds to play.
Well, learning experience is always for young players and for a young goaltender on West who hadn't been really trounced at all, had some pretty good numbers. And sometimes it's good to to get a couple stingers because it makes you learn a few things. And like I said, he's played a terrific game, but just the reality of the hockey game.
24 saves on 29 shots for Mason Schreiber tonight as West controls behind the goal with 1:14 left. And they try to throw one up the wall. That didn't work out. Going to be picked up by Quist in the corner, dropping it to the left point. Luke Labens takes a shot, comes down in front as we reach the last minute of play. And here comes West back, and this is Hadelstad over the line, and he is forced to the boards. Puck goes down behind the net. Rigdon after it, and it'll run around to the near side, and West gives up possession with 45 seconds to go. Out to center, and this is Gavin. Now he throws it in front, and it's sticked away by Schreiber, and it comes out to center ice where it's finally claimed by Bastion with 30 seconds to go. On the near side, Gavin will backhand it in. And back behind the net with 24 seconds to go is King. He can't get out via the boards, and it winds up in the corner. Now played ahead, and Gage Schmidt will pick it up at center ice, plays it ahead, and here is Langworthy breaking in with 10 seconds to go. Puck goes wide now into the corner. Schmidt looking to center it. It comes up the slot, and a shot winds up in the netting with 2 seconds to go off the stick of Carter Nim, and we'll get a face-off with Mankato East ready to celebrate again.
No, they earned it with the majority of the puck play and took advantage of their opportunities.
And they'll lose their face-off man for the last draw of the game. Puck is dropped and winds up behind the net, and that's our game. And our final score tonight is Mankato East 5, Mankato West 2. 7 shots in the third period for East, game total 29. Pardon me, just losing a lung here. And 6 shots for Mankato West for game total of 17. Your thoughts, sir?
Well, I think West needed to play the type of game that was a little bit more flawless, and I think they got themselves in a little bit of trouble with their puck management. They got themselves in a little bit of trouble with their penalties, but they played a good game. I just didn't think they tested the opposition goaltender like they needed to. Of course, East did do all those things. They took advantage of power plays. They peppered the young goaltender, and eventually they got to him.
10 penalties in the game tonight, 11 power plays. Of course, one of them scoring on a 5-minute major, but there's a little bit on the rugged side tonight. 4 goals for Shea Gavin. Entered the game with 5, leaves it with 9. And the other goal going to Morgan for Mankato East Loyola. Alexander Morgan, his 3rd goal. The goals for West, Langworthy with his 7th, and Owen Essay with his 2nd on a power play early in the 3rd period. And I see now that we guessed right on our player of the game. Mike Peter Rodney is standing by with the man of the moment, Mr. Gavin.
Down here on the ice with our player of the game from Mankato East, number 20, Shea Gavin. Shea, a senior defender, 4 goals tonight. Did I get that right, Shea?
Yeah.
All right, 4 goals tonight. He's got his super tax and scored all the goals. 29 shots on goal. What was behind the secret of your team's success and your personal success?
We're really hungry for a win. We know we had to come out and play. Hometown rival, anything can happen, but we knew what we had to do, and 7 games in a row.
You mentioned your hometown rival. What's it like playing against guys that you used to play with on a stage like Friday Night Ice?
Yeah, I mean, you grow up playing with these guys. You never want to lose to them. You're buddies with them tomorrow, but today's game time, and you never want to lose to your buddies.
All right, here's the big question. Is it a bigger honor being on the Friday Night Ice poster or being tonight's player of the game?
I'm going to have to go with player of the game, but that's not about me. My teammates worked hard, gave me success, so win to the Cougars.
Win for the Cougars and 4 goals for our player of the game, Shea Gavin. Mankato East 5, Mankato West 2 is our final. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Force for Good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
I think pain that moves around, that's migratory, like, gosh, I was sore here for a couple days and now I'm sore here for a couple days. Like, migratory pain seems to be less concerning and less serious. Something that's persistent, pain that lasts more than 2 weeks, pain that seems to be resistant to other things like ice, rest, that's concerning. And anything that makes you limp is not okay. There's something wrong if you're limping. If you can't bear your own body in your legs, something's not right.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brew Pub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brew Pub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brew Pub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brew Pub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Welcome back to Friday Night Ice post-game show. Oh, Mankato East.
How is it hard to say it?
It is.
Spit it out, Allie. Spit it out.
It does not taste well. Winning 5-2, Allie Mosley here with Tony Scott. Tony, first period, Mankato West 1-0. Second period, Mankato East 3-1. We finished with a score of 5-2. Let's get into some of these goals.
All right.
Shea Gavin with the hat trick.
Right out of, yeah. And more.
Yeah, seriously, with the hat trick, with probably the most casual goal I've ever seen. He looked like he just was doing what he was doing.
And I think there's something to that these days. Like, the more casual your celebration, the more of a dagger it is to your opponent.
Right, absolutely. Mankato West answered not long after that with a long goal out in front by Owen Essay.
Beautiful. One of the twin essays. There's two of them.
Yes, and so what I wanted to say, how crazy is this? So their dad, back when I went to Mankato West, was the head coach of Mankato West boys hockey team. And those twins were literally like days old. Like, they were brand new little babies. He was my outdoor ed teacher. Yes.
Wow.
So I got to see him here. We chatted a little bit. He's a principal now over at a Savage Elementary School.
Crazy,
yeah, it's super crazy. But
I interviewed one of them, Toby, and I was like, essay? Like what? How? And the way he spelled it, it was kind of cool.
Yep,
Nice
I talked to their dad. I mean, what else would they play? You can't have a dad who's a hockey coach and not be a couple of pretty good hockey players. Then the Shea Gavin show continued with his fourth goal of the night.
Yeah, that was the one where it was even more of a casual. Like, by every goal, it became less and more casual.
Yeah. Somehow it was less exciting when usually hat trick and above, it's more exciting. But it was just like another day for him out here.
It was. He's the kid on the poster for the tournament, for the game. It's just kind of his day. Today was his day. It was interesting, though. At 4-2, West had a chance to equalize things with like late 4:40 left, and then they didn't score on it. And about 30 seconds later, that fifth one, and it was just game over at that point.
It really was. Overall, Tony, what did we see from both teams through 3 periods?
Well, I think both have a lot to grow on, right? So West showed that they can spurts and they can play with a top team like East. They're kind of the hockey school in Mankato right now. And they get one of their best players back in Zach Benson. So I think when he comes back, they become a much different hockey team. They become a more complete team, a 2-line team that can really make things happen. Saw a lot of good things out of their goaltender, Mason Schreiber, today. And then East, got off the schneid, like you said, after a 6-game losing streak.
Yeah.
They probably got some W's in their future. They got to get this thing back to 500 before playoffs.
It's a big deal to come back off and snap a 6-game losing streak and do it against your crosstown rivals,
they're
against your
feeling
brothers.
It's going to be a short trip back down
It will.
169 for those
Well,
kids.
for those guys, gosh,
Yeah, it will
the
be.
West team, I don't know about that. It doesn't feel good having
No,
to
it
take
doesn't.
that bus ride home with that loss. Well, we are not done yet. We still have scores from across the state that we'll have on the other side of this break. Excellent.
And we are for sure.
It's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
People ask me how they know if they have arthritis. Arthritis is a diagnosis that we make in the office after we check x-rays and exam and take a history from a patient.
The most common symptoms of arthritis are some diminished range of motion of a joint stiffness, pain with use and motion, limited activity of what they can do compared to what they used to be able to do with that particular joint.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Tony, we have had a busy night of hockey across the state of hockey.
We have.
So let's get into some of those scores. We're going to start out with college boys hockey. Notre Dame beating Minnesota. God dang it, 3-2.
In a shootout, doesn't count. Only counts as a tie in the pairwise. Not a big deal for the Gophers. But an interesting side note: the brothers Janicki, Justin and Trevor, who I've known since they were literally 7 and 8 years old, they both scored tonight against the home team.
You gotta love that.
Yep.
Michigan Tech taking down St. Thomas 2-0.
Important score. St. Thomas had kind of got on a heater the last couple times. They went up to Houghton and got beat by the Huskies tonight.
All right, Bowling Green takes down Bemidji State.
Beavers were hot going into this weekend against Bowling Green, and Bowling Green was kind of cold. But 2 goal scorers from Minnesota for the Beavers, Adam Flamang and Kyle Luft from Mankato scored tonight.
That's what we do, okay?
Yes.
Unfortunately, though, all 3 of the Minnesota teams essentially taken an L.
Yes.
Which we don't love too much.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get some better results on girls college
yes,
hockey.
for sure.
Yeah, so we start out with Ohio State beating Wisconsin 2-1 in overtime.
The only reason we have the score is it's number 1 versus number 2. You can't ignore that.
No.
And the Buckeyes come out, defending national champions come out. Sophie Jocks from Ontario gets the game winner for them.
I'm sure that was a very fun game to watch.
Yes.
Absolutely. Then Mankato. Let's just talk about Mankato West
Don't
some more.
say that. Don't say Mankato State.
Minnesota takes down St. Thomas 5-0. Finally get that Minnesota win.
Okay, Grace Sumwinkle, who scored her 100th goal last week, now leads the NCAA in scoring with 18 goals. She had 2 more today for the Gophers. The former Olympian, by the way.
Awesome. Love to hear that. Minnesota State Mankato takes down my alma mater. So my hometown college takes down my alma mater, St. Cloud State, 3-1.
3-1. Eden Prairie Sydney Langstead had the game winner for the Mavs.
All right. We're going to switch gears, go to boys high school hockey, look at a score here, because we always want to know what happens in an Edina and St. Thomas Academy
of course,
game,
they're
right?
so important.
And you know what? This was kind of a lopsided victory. Edina taking down St. Thomas Academy 4-1.
Another win for Edina. They're red hot. St. Thomas is getting cold at the wrong time of the year. Freshman, yes, I said freshman. Mason West had a goal and assist. His year has just gone amazing this year.
Fantastic. On the girls' high school hockey end, Moorhead defeating North Wright County 2-1.
Yes, and Bria Holm and Olivia Corton each scored for the Spuds in their win. And that wraps up the scoreboard show. Not a lot of scores tonight.
Not a lot, but sometimes that happens that, we just can't get them in time. Doesn't mean that hockey's not being played, because it is.
It is definitely being played.
So, Tony, we've got one final Friday night ice game left to go. The grand finale happening February 3rd between Maple Grove and Rogers.
Should be a good game. North Wright County. It's not a Northwest Suburban conference game, but they're both in the same conference, and they're both in the same section, and we've projected they would both be in the top 10, and guess what? They're both in the top 10 right now. Maple Grove's on just a heater right now. They're the third-ranked team in the state. Rogers has won 4 in a row since slipping up over Christmas. So they're definitely pointed in the right direction for a winner of a game here. Both bands, packed house, the Friday night ice formula is working.
Absolutely. Tony, tonight was a fun night of hockey, but this wraps it up for us. We would love to thank our sponsors, the schools that were a part of tonight, and the crew for Friday Night Ice. We are going to be back here in 3 weeks, February 3rd, for that grand finale, Maple Grove versus Rogers. We can't wait to see you then.
Hockey's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ, or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Since 1933, 3 generations of Kozlaks have wined and dined Minnesotans with great food and impeccable service. Located in historic northeast Minneapolis, Jack's is open for happy hour, dinner, and a tasty weekend brunch. With a world-class bar and a spectacular outdoor patio, your dining experience will be both memorable and delicious.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.